Hello everybody and welcome to my first tutorial. What I'd like to discuss today is how you can use a free Firefox plugin called Firebug to help you with the HTML analysis of a website. In particular, today I'm going to discuss how you can use Firebug to analyze the HTML title tags and make a table of them in Excel. This is useful for SEO because you can at a glance see the HTML titles in use, and you can also analyze the length of the titles and see if they're within recommended guidelines. So before you start off, there's two things you're going to need. You're going to need some sort of spreadsheet program. In this case, I'm going to be using Excel. And you're going to need Mozilla Firefox, which is a free web browser. If you don't have it, just do a Google search for it. It'll probably be the first results, and install it. No hassle at all. So let's get going then. First thing we need to do is go and get Firebug. So we'll start this up. Here's Mozilla Firefox. The website we want to go to is called www.getfirebug.com. Perfect. Let's give that a second now. Okay. So when that comes up, click the big red button to install it. If prompted, click allow and wait for it. And then when the install now button becomes available, click on it. Wait for it to download and install it. Just going to take a moment. Perfect. When prompted to restart Firefox, don't, because in my experience it'll just try and reinstall the plugin over and over again. Instead, just close that, close Firefox, and start it up again yourself. And there we can see Firebug is now installed as an add-on in Firefox. Lovely. Now the next thing you need to do is go to the site which you wish to analyze. In this case, it's going to be dcu.ie. And when the DCU page comes up, now you need to start Firebug, which is the plugin. So go to Tools, Firebug, open Firebug. Alternatively, you can just press F12 on your keyboard. And here the Firebug window pops up. So in order to check the title tag, we need to expand the head section of the HTML document. And you're looking for some grey text near the top, which will have title and /title on either side. That's the HTML identifier telling the browser that that's the title. Okay, so keeping that in mind, let's move this over to one half of our screen. It's always handy to have a big screen in these cases. And let's start up our spreadsheet program, which for me is going to be Microsoft Excel. And let's let that occupy the other half of the screen. To select that title, left click on it once, Control C to copy, and then pick a cell somewhere in your spreadsheet and Control V to paste. Perfect. For each of these titles, we also want to keep a track of which URL, which page we're at. So again, left click here, Control C to copy, bring it back over, and Control V to paste. Good. Okay, let's put in some headings because these are going to become columns. Just call this URL, and we call this title. Perfect. Now let's do this for a couple of other pages because, I mean, ideally you might want to do this for the entire site. So I've just randomly picked on DCU in the community here. Again, expand head, left click on the grey text within title, Control C to copy. Oops. Okay, now let's go to a different page. In this case, I'm after picking how to get to DCU. So open up the head section go down to where title is identified, left click once on the grey text, Control plus C to copy, then go back in, Control V to paste into the spreadsheet, and again copy and paste the URL. Let's just do this one more time for the sake of thoroughness. Let's click export. And we'll just repeat the same process. I'm looking for the title tag, there it is. Copy, paste, take note of the URL, copy, paste. Grand. Now let's stop worrying about the site. By the way, if you want to close Firebug, just click this button. Gone. Okay. Now let's close our browser because we don't need that anymore. Now we'll just zoom in on our table. Let's assume you're after doing this for the whole site and that there's a whole lot more than 3 rows. And whilst this is helpful in and of itself because you can see what the titles are at a glance of potentially the entire site if you visited all the pages and taken the notes for all the pages, it's also very easy and useful to check what the length is. You may know that the advised length for a HTML title is around 60 characters. So it might be great if you could easily check what the length of all these cells is. So we'll put in a length column here, and let's just type equals len for the length, open bracket, click on the cell that you want to analyze, close bracket, and hit enter. And if we want to do that for the 2 cells below, we just click this once, grab it by the bottom right and pull that down 2 cells. And that does the same formula for this cell and for this cell. Perfect. So now you can see what the length of each of those HTML titles is, and anything that goes over the 60 limit you could say make it red or whatever, make it bold, you know what I mean? And that's why it's handy. So that pretty much concludes my tutorial for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope you'll come again. Bye bye.